So if this is the year of the snake and you're looking to find the pen of the year, then I have just found it. Hey everyone, I'm Dave with Beast Made Reviews, of course a channel dedicated to reviewing quality and finding cool stuff that will improve your life. Now, are you a pen nerd? I know I'm a pen nerd. And there's nothing that gets me more excited sometimes than finding just a really interesting, cool, maybe weird pen that's done really well and high quality. And no brand does that magic better than the brand BENU. And today I have a pen from them called the Viper. And yeah, it's snake themed. And if you like this type of content, anything pens, fashion, EDC, anything cool that's high quality, I think you really like it here. Why don't you consider subscribing down below? And if you're interested in this pen at all, I'll have a link down below, and that is an affiliate link. Anytime you buy through that, it does help support the channel, and I always appreciate that. Thank you so much. Now, BENU is a really cool pen company that makes a lot of pens with flash and sparkle, really cool designs, made really well, but they have such a playful theme to them that they've grown a cult following in the pen community. I've always been really impressed by the quality that BENU brings, and this pen is no exception. Of course, this one is the Viper, and this one in particular is the hand-painted Viper. They graciously sent this to me for review, and if you're a pen person, I think you really dig it. I think this is really cool, and I'm not even a snake person. All right, let's quickly go over some of the specs of this pen. Now, this is 5.35 inches capped. It's 20 grams in weight, or 0.71 ounces. This has a screw-on cap that is secured with 1 1/4 turns. The cap does not post. The body is made with an acrylic resin, made with 3D molded snakes imprinted into the resin. And then it's hand-painted on top to look like a puff adder in this particular case. It has a number 5 Schmidt stainless steel nib that's gold in color with a plastic feed. Mine is in broad, and it uses an international converter and cartridge and comes with both. And right away, of course, this is snake themed. And so if you're into snakes, you're obviously going to like this maybe more than the average person. And if you absolutely hate snakes, you're probably going to be repulsed by this. And as I've mentioned, this one in particular is the hand-painted version, which is a kind of deluxe version of their pens. BENU has a number of different pens in their lines. All of them are pretty flashy just by themselves, but then they'll go even further and then they'll hand paint artwork on some of the pens with certain themes. It's limited in production. They make fewer pieces of the hand-painted versions, and it's going to be a little bit more expensive. The Euphoria that I got a couple of years ago has a kind of space theme, Martian theme, which I thought was very cool. This one, of course, is just hand painting the snake pattern on top of the already molded snake on the outside, which I will say is beautiful. I love the snake on this. As I've mentioned, I'm not really a snake person, but I still think this is super cool. It looks like a tiny little snake. It has that kind of scaly texture on there. Thankfully, I've never seen a puff adder in person. I hear they're very venomous, but this one looks very cool with that paint on the outside there. And as always, I am stunned just looking at all the details of everything here. The quality is impeccable. And there's something about the finish on this. They put some kind of clear coat or clear finish on there that keeps it to where you're not going to rub off or chip the paint, which is a great feature. Now, what I really love about this in particular is the texture of the acrylic resin itself. There's something about it that has a kind of cracked, almost leathery type of feel to it. It's almost like leather or stone or something like that. It has an almost cracked texture to it. And then the snake resin itself also has a kind of scaly feel to it. The grip section, though, is smooth and feels great. It has a little bit of a flare on the very edge there. It's very generous. You don't really touch the threads whenever you're writing on it, and even if you did, the threads are not sharp at all. And I really like that there's a little BENU logo on the outside, just kind of raised letters on the outside. I didn't even notice that when I first opened it up. Cool little touch there. Now, I find the size of this to be pretty good. It's on the smaller side. I have a review of the Minima, and the Minima is very small, but I found that it still fit okay in my hands. And this one is similar in size to the Minima, though it's slightly larger than that. It is on the small side, but I do find that it feels great in my hands. I have hands that are on the larger side, and even then, it still fits really well, even without posting the cap in the back of the pen. Now, the cap on this does not post. It doesn't even come close to posting. If you want to try, it just kind of sits there and shakes around. It's not something you really want to do. For some people, I understand that's going to be a sticking point. They really like to cap the pen. For me, I don't really mind. And the writing experience experience, I find, is also excellent. It's very balanced in the hand, writes really well, and is very comfortable. Now for the writing sample here, I have the ink Green Eagle by Octopus Fluids. This is a green pigmented ink that is waterproof and has a decent amount of shading to it. Of course, it's kind of that candy apple green, which almost matches this pen, but I thought it was kind of cool because eagles eat snakes, which is nice. But I think this writes really well. I like the balance of smoothness with some feedback. The ink flows really well. And this tip is a broad, which I think is probably my favorite from BENU. It's not super fat and thick and juicy like some broad nibs out there, so this one I think is perfect. Overall, this is a great pen, and I don't really have that many cons to bring with this pen necessarily. I think the only thing that I could say is that this isn't a pen for everyone, obviously. If you don't like snakes, you're going to hate this pen. But if you like something that is a little bit weird, a little bit dangerous, and maybe serpentine, then I think you really like this. I really love the quality of this pen, and I'm always impressed by everything that BENU brings to the table. Every time I see a pen from them, it's always top tier, and this is no exception. But this probably isn't a great gift for the average person, but I think if you're maybe weird like me, you'll like this pen. So definitely check out the BENU Viper. And again, if you're interested, you can check it out at the link below. Thank you again for watching. I'll see you next time. I'm Dave with Beast Made Reviews.